think he's failing to connect. Mr. Tatua Banzura, can you please go ahead with your question?
Thank you. Thank you for this platform. It's very informative. I have two questions. Can we have statistics for the Namibian market? Where do we get them? I had sent my email, but if ZimTrade can give that to us, we'll be very much appreciative of that. And if we have statistics of what is going to be in demand 3-4 months from now, we can actually prepare us ourselves as farmers so that problem supply has been short is actually tackled by us having a plan which is 2-3 months before our horticultural produce is ripe for harvest. Can we have that information? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Banzura.
Sir, I've got a question. I'll chip in later.
Can you just hold on, Mr. Kufa, whilst Mr. Kufa responds to the question from Mr. Banzura?
Okay, thanks, Mr. Kwanzura. I don't know if you had sent the email to me. If it was to me, my apologies for that. I think I'm trying to be a bit more focused on the platform, but I'll check the email and respond accordingly. But basically, that I would say for the first part of the question, for the Namibian market, those statistics are there. And for the second part, in terms of, again, statistics of what's going to be in demand 3 to 4 months from now, I would say at this particular moment, we don't have that in one document, but then it then becomes a question, I think it becomes more of a question of what produce you're interested in, and then we can work together based on the information that we have on the markets and the produce that you want to go for, and then we advise whether if you're targeting the European market, whether one, the demand is there, and two, if the window of opportunity is ideal, or maybe it might be better to shift it to the following season. But allow me to also, I don't know if I can call it a disclaimer, what we also try to do, and I hope most of our farmers would understand, when we approach some of these buyers or some of these institutions, we approach them based on the fact that we tell them that we are able, or we will be able to deliver the areas or the projects that you might highlighted as you being in need. And to touch on what we as ZimTrade can try to do, we also try to do, I'll call it a screening process. We also want to understand your business. How long have you been in business for, or basically where you're farming? Do you have the right infrastructure? Would you be in a better position to supply the market consistently? And why we want to do that is we want to avoid a situation like Anisu said, where we then share these details or these contacts. Statistics I can share, but in terms of the details now of how you can then approach the market or the buyers, we want to make sure that we give these statistics to people who are able to deliver. We're not discriminating, but what we simply do is, let's say for example, now because of COVID, we may find a different means of, but just a basic visit to your farm to understand the operation on the ground. We're not dealing with, to also understand, we're not dealing with a broker or someone who actually doesn't have the produce. So we can work together, we can also discuss on a bilateral, and then if we are convinced that you'll be able to deliver, trust me, there is no reason why we would hold back on literally even the buyer's phone number and the email. We've done that to different farmers as long as they then demonstrate the capacity.
Okay. Well, sorry for me to butt in, but my question is, how do I get you guys to come and screen me?
So literally, like you said, you've expressed interest. It then becomes a question of you and me talking and understanding where you are located, and we can then agree on when we can come out to you.
Okay.
That's fine. Thank you for that. Kupa has shared his email, kmidzi@zimtrade.co.zw. You can get in touch with him. ZimTrade is quite an open office. They really want to support our farmers. So please, you can always get in touch with him. The last question will be asked if, I think that should be Mr. Kufa. If you can please go ahead.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I just want to ask on the issue of gap and the good agricultural practices. I understand that there is no board in Zimbabwe that does that, as you have said, and there are only farm assurers, and you indicated that there are only two, if I'm not mistaken. Is it not possible to have many people trained to do the certification in Zimbabwe? I don't know whether it's a question of facilities, because I just think it's the question of creating farm food facility. How best can you assist us to at least in each province, or as many as possible, gap officers, so that our farmers could export as much as possible? I think this is one of the other things which could hamper our farmers from exporting their products. The issue of gap. Thank you.
Can I take it, Lesmo?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Kufa. It's one area that we have been trying to push for. I can share with you right now that the Standards Association of Zimbabwe has also developed ZimGap. But then allow me to highlight at this point that unfortunately it's not yet accredited by Global Gap, but they are working towards that. And as well, in terms of the farm assurers, increasing the number, I think it's not just a question of the facilities. The process is also expensive, even on the individual. So, which is why if you were part of the conversation, I did mention that there are some local internal auditors. So there are some people who have the knowledge who can assist you in your internal audit process. They might not be farm assurers per se, but then it then becomes a question of, one, what do you want? What do you think you can afford? But I can also then share with you that some of these internal auditors have assisted some of our major local farmers in terms of preparing for these audit processes. So it then becomes a question of, do you want to go for the certified farm assurer, or do you want to go for the local auditors? So the local internal auditors are there. But then if you want to go big, then obviously you then unfortunately have to deal with the true farm assurers that are there. But it's something that even some of the local auditors realize that there is a gap. But like I mentioned, it's also quite an expensive process to then get to that stage where you're regarded as a farm assurer. And as well, we don't have the certification bodies, because they would also have a number of requirements for an institution to be approved or accredited as a certification body. So you unfortunately have situations where even for the actual certification, some farmers have to, because you then have to fly in someone from South Africa or from Kenya for the actual certification, the farm assurer. So you will engage the farm assurer, but for the actual certification, you then have to fly in someone either from South Africa or from Kenya. And unfortunately, it's at your cost as the farmer, which is why I think that option that Anis asked at the very beginning, in terms of the group certification, that would be a better option for farmers to come together and then share these costs and then get a group certification.
Thank you for that, Kuba. I know there are a lot of questions, and some of the questions we'll have to take them offline or by email or by the contact numbers that will be shared today. Anes, you are an agronomist. You have worked with a lot of farmers. You have capacitated farmers. What is your advice to a farmer to be someone who joined this call today, who is intending with a piece of land, but that is now trying to get into horticulture? What's your advice, your short advice to them, and also if you can share your contact number so that farmers can reach out to you?
Okay, thank you. So my advice to farmers is that there is a market out there. People really want to buy your product, but the challenge now is you have to produce good quality product, and also you must before approaching the export market, you must be able to deliver. We don't want a challenge where if we find the market for you, then you can't deliver. So you need first to talk with your local agronomist, produce so that you can have the skills to produce good quality, and also to stagger your crops so that you can be able to constantly supply the market. So my number, I will share it. Okay, they can find me on Twitter at farmers1, and they can email me at anesmapisa@gmail.com, and also our website is farmers.co.zw. You can also find out more about
And most importantly, your phone number, you said you're going to share it on the chat box.
Okay, it's 0783 936 477.
Thank you for that, Anesu, and for inspiring farmers, that way with us. Ekopa, your last words, we really need to make things work. We really need to get all the export, funds that are coming from export. Your advice to farmers that are thinking of probably going to the regional market, probably into Europe as well. The takeaway point.
Thanks, Desmo. I think the most important aspect when it comes to export is quality. Don't think that you can make it to the export markets if you choose the right quality products. And one piece of advice that we normally give everyone as well, be it in terms of horticulture produce, agricultural produce, or even manufactured goods, is where the market is available locally. The local market presents, or it basically is the backbone, or it should be the backbone of your business. If you don't make it in the local market, then the chances are very slim, or even less, for you to make it in the export market. But also not to disregard or let people leave this platform with low spirits. I think one other important aspect that we need to take note is, at times we can't all be exporters, but there are some consolidators who are available. Some of the big exports that are going out of Zimbabwe are actually going through consolidators rather than individual exporters. You can't make it on your own, and I think I hope we understand Shona, in the old adage, so at times if you may have a vision for your export market, but if you can't do it with someone else, if you can do it with a consolidator, you can go for it. Don't go at it alone. And then that's how you learn the ropes. That's how we end up understanding how the market works. And then as you grow, maybe at some point in time, you can then think, you know what, I've made it big and I want to go at it alone. But otherwise, I wish everyone the best. And I'm going to share my contact details as well, my WhatsApp number and my email address. And I think I noticed that someone was asking if ZimTrade has a WhatsApp number. Unfortunately, we don't have a general WhatsApp number, but I'll just share my number and my WhatsApp number. And if there are any other queries, we can always pick it up after the webinar. But otherwise, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kuba, for those encouraging words. Charles, I know in terms of for farmers, they would rather be in the field than to worry about their money. When is my money coming through? What should I do when I get my funds? Any words for farmers out there, what BanABC do for them?
What I can tell the farmers that there is always a bank where you can deposit your money. After your marketing aspect has been completed, you must create a relationship with a bank by depositing your money with a reputable bank. And then you create a good relationship with them, and when there is need, you can want assistance, the bank doesn't know that you placed your money under your pillow. And in most cases, you want money which is deposited by other depositors. So that paradox has to end. I think we need to deposit our money or to give our money to banks so that when we need, we can get it as well. So I think that's what I can say in short. Remember, banks process your CD1s. They're the ones who process your imports, the licenses and other things like, or even your export license. You can still bring it through the bank. So we are there to assist you. And whenever you have got need, just say, come to us. We are there to assist you. We are there to visit you. We are there to meet your financial needs. And even like what we are doing, we are there to give you the necessary information, which you cannot easily access anyway, such that you now know, even when you want to bid, you now know there is price. When you want to trade, you now know that there is ZimTrade. So as a bank, we are always there to assist, and to assist especially in this case our farmers, so that we can grow and utilize our land and utilize the land well. I think that's all I can say for now.
Thank you so much for that, Charles. And yes, to address, let me say, I've seen your comment about depositing cows and getting back goats. But let me hasten to add that definitely at some point, for you to grow, for you to scale up, you need a financial institution to assist from that. We, on our side as a bank, we don't really take pride in dealing with small stock. We take pride in talking to you today when you have a 5-hectare plot, again 2 years later when you're farming on a 100-hectare, even a 300-hectare plot. That is possible when you've got a financier. Let me conclude our discussion this afternoon by thanking the panelists for this afternoon. Pakwashe Midzi from ZimTrade, thank you so much for coming through, boss. It was really a lively discussion. And to farmers out there, ZimTrade is open for business. You can always get in touch with them. Anesu, again, an agronomist, thank you so much for joining us. And we know the good work that you're doing in supporting the farmers, linking farmers to the markets. It was a pleasure having you on board. And for everyone, let me wish you a happy Yellow Friday today. Please do it yourself. Please go by to your farms, look after your produce. But at the same time, as the panelists said, it's not only about crops, but there's a whole value chain that is there. Find a niche that you can, find a space that you can play in. Not everyone can grow the crops, but someone can process, someone can look for the market. The market to speak is open for everyone. Otherwise, goodbye everyone, and have a happy Friday. Bye-bye.